Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Dustin and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we discuss psychology, money, investing, becoming the best version of ourselves. So let's go into the topic about emotional intelligence, which I think for living in San Francisco where it's very logical minded folks, right? Emotional intelligence, we tend to scoff at that, but I think there's a lot of value in understanding what emotional intelligence is and why it could be really important to be aware about emotional intelligence and not only improving your own emotions, right, rather than repressing your emotions, but being able to control and express them in a meaningful way so that you can improve your relationships and also identify people in your life that add value to you because they're able to control their emotions, express them, be fair, judicious, and be able to control their emotions. And who doesn't want to be able to control their emotions so they can make more logical decisions? So the most logical thing as a person that tends to think more on the logical side, the most logical thing in my opinion is to understand emotional mastery, right? When it comes to mastering your emotions. So let's get into it and define what emotional intelligence is. I'm going to read off some of my notes. So emotional intelligence, okay, is the ability to be aware of one's negative emotions, to control them, and to express them in a manner judiciously and empathetically. Now, the key words from what I just read from that is being aware, be able to control, being able to express, judicious, and empathetic. So 5 key words. Again, they are aware, control, express, judicious, and empathetic. And this is actually an exercise I did with my therapist, which I highly recommend if everyone's got their own crap that they go through in life, and a lot of folks, like your parents, your friends, they're not the best people to talk about with your own emotional personal problems. So seeing a therapist has helped me significantly. I think I've gone through probably over 40 therapy sessions, and I've become a much better person as a result of someone who's more aware of my emotions, and I have better control of controlling my emotions, especially when it comes to my past and my present. So let's go ahead and go into the exercise of emotional intelligence and becoming more aware of this emotional intelligence. So awareness is essentially when you have this negative emotion, right? Are you aware from a scale of say 0 to 1, right? We're going to do quarter increments, right? 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, 1. From that scale, right? Like how aware are you? Are you of your negative emotions when shit hits the fan? Like how aware are you? And are you able to not only be aware of it, but are you also able to control it, or do the emotions control you? And typically when the emotions control you, that's when you typically have snap judgments, right? And you make quick judgments without logical reasoning, and without the logical reasoning, you end up doing actions that you'll actually end up regretting in the future. So this is really a really important topic, and it hits back home for me as someone who's pretty, I think more on the logical side. I've been explained, or I've been described as someone that's more logical and less empathetic, right? And I'm trying to gain that. I understand that weakness, but I'm trying to gain that empathy for other folks, because I know I can't feel as much as say someone that is more emotionally in tune with themselves, but having this knowledge and understanding, right? And when the emotions do spur up, it allows me to really understand better of other people, and not only of other people but of myself. So we talked about awareness, the control, right? So being able to control your emotions, be able to logically think rather than the emotions controlling you, and also be able to express. So when you get pissed off and angry, right, are you able to express it in a healthy manner, or do you just lose all control and yell at someone that you yell at your significant other, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your family member? Do you just let the emotions get the best of you and ultimately project that negative emotion in an unhealthy manner that's not logical but rather emotional? Judicious. Are you fair? Are you fair in the way you handle the circumstances, right? Every context is different. Every situation is different, but do you have a sense of fairness when it comes to handling other people, right? I mean, like, depending on the people involved and the situation, right? Being judicious means that you've done everything within your power to be fair about this circumstance to not only yourself, but to all those around you. So are you judicious when you have a negative emotion, when a negative event happens? And lastly, are you empathetic? Are you thinking about other people and how they feel when, a negative scenario happens, or when you're feeling like crap? Like, are you able to consider put yourself in their shoes? And with this exercise, I actually, I listed out a couple people in my life, and I rated them from a scale from 0, right? Which is like not having that quality of, awareness, control, the ability to express, be judicious or empathetic, all the way to 1, which is like, like the most like, aware, controlling person. I mean, not controlling in the negative sense, but the ability to control their negative emotions, to be able to express their emotions, right? Be judicious and empathetic. If it's a 1, right, and if they score all 1, that's a perfect 5, okay? 5 out of 5. Not many people are like that. I mean, like one of my, I say like closer friends, right? I would rate him at a 4, okay? And someone I know in my own life, my own personal life, I rated that person, this person, I'll give you an example. This person is someone that really, that rates lower on the scale, is someone that does a lot of posturing. And what do I mean by posturing? It's kind of like putting up a front, right? Of saying, hey, I support this movement, but really it's more so to look good in front of other people. It's really deceiving and people that manipulate and lie, right? I rate those people definitely lower on the scale. So the person I rated low on the scale, right? Out of 5 points, I rated that person 0.75 out of 5. And the person that I'm really good friends with, I rated that person a 4 out of 5. So if you think about it, right, you want to be around people that score at least, say, a 3 out of 5. Because if they're 3 out of 5, it probably means that they're emotionally sound. And when you're around them, they don't get you down, and the people that you hang out around with, right, you're basically the average of like the 5 people that you hang around the most. And if you're always hanging out with like very negative, toxic people, right, that always get you down, feeling like you can't do something because of their own attitudes about life, then it's going to greatly affect you. It's going to affect your decision making, because now you're in this like negative emotional state as a result of swallowing the negative emotions of all these other folks that are around you all the time. And it's good to be aware about this, because you can be the most logical, hardworking person, right? But if you're not able to surround yourself, right, with the right, not only logical, intelligent people, but also emotionally sound people, then you can be, like I said, as intelligent as you possibly can. But if you're not emotionally sound, because you're always hanging out with very, low emotionally sound people, you're going to make more horrible decisions along the lines of just being around these people. So it makes a huge difference. So take this very seriously. This is like not something to play around with. Like, you got to like know about yourself and ask yourself how you can improve, right? So that you're more aware, you're able to control your negative emotions, express them in a healthy way, be judicious, be fair with when you have a negative event or a negative emotion, and be empathetic of others. Be able to put yourself in other people's shoes. If you're able to do that and improve over time, right, and be aware of this. I'm not perfect by any means. I think I haven't scored myself yet, but if I were to score myself, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to do it on the flip. I'm going to do it on the fly. As far as awareness, right, I'd rate myself like, I'd say a half, 0.5. As far as control, I'd say like 0.5. Express, I'd say 3/4. I like to be very transparent. When it comes to being judicious, I'd say 1. I've been like, from my own past experience and from like how I really have conviction about being fair, right? I'd say 1. When it comes to the circumstances and situations I've been put in, I'd say 1. And as far as empathetic, right, I'd say 0.5. So if I were to add that up, as far as like aware, control, so 0.5, 0.5, 1.75, 2.75. So I'm probably about 3.25. So like roughly around 3.25 out of 5. Okay, that's where I'm at. and I've got room for improvement, but that's okay. That's good that I know that I have room for improvement, because that lets me know that, hey, like, despite not having perfection in this, like, emotional intelligence, right? It's quote unquote emotional intelligence, which, again, like when I was talking to my therapist, and I was like, thinking like, this is BS, but it makes perfect sense from a logical standpoint, because emotions, right? I've noticed that very, very intelligent folks that I look up to in the past, they were like not emotionally sound. So they would make some really dumb decisions because they were very logical, but because their emotions got the best of them, they end up putting themselves in a really bad situation, whether it's taking on more risk than needed, right? Or getting into really bad relationships, even though they're like really smart people. So again, emotional intelligence matters a lot. So so now that I'm reading myself, and now that I'm aware of people around me, like I can like give them a rating as well, right? It allows me to see like the people that I rate on the higher scale, right? That's like over, like, say, over 3 or even over 4. I love being around them. They're really positive. They make me feel like great to be around with, right? But not only that, but my logical thinking though is more sound. So again, do this exercise when you get a chance. It's the five big ones would be, when you have like a negative emotion, right? How aware are you? Are you able to control that? Are you able to express that in a healthy manner? Are you able to be judicious? And are you able to be empathetic of others? And I think as you get better and better at this and becoming more aware, it's going to allow you to actually get to know people that are higher on that scale of say, like, like the awareness, control, expressing of negative emotions. Like, you're going to get to know people. They want to hang out with you more if they know that you're emotionally sound. So huge ups to my therapist. I'm looking forward to continue working with him, right? I mean, he's a sports therapist, so he's helped me a lot with my own psychology around like powerlifting, right? But I think this whole mindset paradigm has been really helpful when it comes to understanding emotional intelligence, because it's something that I really had not considered in myself and others, and I hope it helps you. So have a great day. I'll make another video, and until next time, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to learn more about psychology, investing, not only in ourselves but also in for financial freedom. This channel will go over all of it. Thanks, and take care, and see you next time.